You are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Hi everyone. So pardon this reclined posture I'm in right now. I'm actually in the midst of doing the September Alchemy Scopes, and I'm quite fatigued, and I need to record this intro for you. So I thought, well, I might as well just do it right now. So hopefully you'll be okay with me reclining and speaking to you. Listen, there's a lot going on. As if you've been following me, you know, it's all coming. Everybody's talking about it now too. So people are clued in, you're feeling it, right? And a lot of my clients are diving. So in through the narratives, their wound stories that they hold, that's part of their encoded soul print, their narrative here to mature, grow, expand, and move through in this life. But actually, you doing it is actually for the collective, right? So when we heal the whole inherently, instantaneously. That's just how it works. But a lot of people are now diving, so they're confronting. They've healed. They've done a lot of healing, and they're now diving into their bigger story. And it's the beginning. It really is like, walking on new legs for a lot of us, right? So there's a lot going on. And the reason why I wanted to say that is because, listen, for this month, many of the signs, spreads that came up are talking about further discernment that's going on. So for a lot of people out there, a lot of demographics, because again, we're tuning into the demographics, right, of these different signs, which have different energy sets, different broad storylines that they're evolving, maturing, walking, right? The deal is that this month, spread after spread, was revealing that indeed this month of September, and again, we're in eclipse season. So for those of you who follow any astrology whatsoever, you know that we're in eclipse season now, and September is imbued with the eclipse energy, which is powerful, it's potent, it's change making, it's new potential being activated, right? Now, many of the sign spreads this month did in fact come up that were, there's stuff coming up, but it's different. It's different than in previous months because it's like there's a new layer of the veil being removed. There's new crumbling happening. There's a new level of illusion of our life, of our beliefs around our life that's melting away, that's dissolving, that's cracking, that's breaking. It's being disrupted. And that disruption is creating clarity. That's what it's all for. So anything that is not held in integrity, it's a bit like the Tower card in the tarot, but I'm not saying that everybody's going to be living through the Tower. In fact, a lot of people are going to be living in a new state of empowerment and self-love and self-respect and self-dignity and resolution to walk your path. So this is not a negative month, but for those of you out there that are maybe just starting your spiritual journey and have not been walking the path for many years, you're going to have some crumbling going on. For those of you that have been walking the path and that are familiar with what's going on and you've been really feeling into the transmutation of your soul, of yourself, the frequency shift that's been activated going on for you for years now, this is just going to be another level of your clarity, of your alignment. So there's big alignment this month, everybody, okay? So breathe, connect with nature, connect with your body, turn off technology, love yourself radically. Reach out to me. If you are ready to become clear on your soul print, reach out to me. I will tell you that I am very excited because I am going to be launching a course, Learn Your Soul Print course, that's going to be very affordable. I've been really called to make this thing very participatory, so people are very key to the identification of their own soul print narratives. But I'm going to walk you through it in a video course format, and then there's going to be live sessions available for you. So I'm thrilled. In fact, what I would say to you is, if you're interested in this right now, number one, you want to subscribe to the channel. Number two, subscribe to my free e-newsletter on my website as well, because I'm going to send out an announcement when it launches there. And my website is thealchemyofholism.com. Okay, so let's move on to the reading. Let's move on to the Alchemy Scope, the multi-point Alchemy Scope this month, and we'll see what's coming up. Okay, talk to you soon. Everyone, this is a powerful month ahead for several reasons. One is, let's take a look at the new moon cycle. So as I always do, the Alchemy Scopes are always working with nature's cycles, and I'm always tapping into the narrative, the symbology. What is the storyline that is imbuing the underpinning energies of this month ahead? Now, our new moon in Virgo this month is happening actually on the first day of the month. So September 1st, 2016, at 9 degrees, 21 minutes Virgo is our new moon. Now, new moons are always powerful because it's a seeding time. It's a time to plant seeds for what you want to make manifest. This particular new moon is also a solar eclipse, so it's extra potent. It's very powerful, and it will eclipse things out of your life. So as you plant new seeds for yourself, the things that are not serving those new seeds to come will be eclipsed out. So let's take a look at the symbology. Very, very powerful, everybody. At this 9 degree, 21 minute point, the Sabian symbol is two heads looking out and beyond the shadows. Now, Dane Rudyard writes this about this particular symbol. He says, the growth of true understanding, born out of the transcendence of duality, even while immersed in the world of duality. And we can feel into that very easily. So if you imagine two heads looking out and beyond the shadows, this is clarity. This is the ability to see. It's ability to see here and there, both. So this month, as Mercury goes retrograde, the entirety essentially of this month, or the majority of September, here we are met and supported with this symbol. Indeed, this is a month of clarity, of deep clarity, of seeing the spiritual realities despite our context. So even though we're dealing with the minutia of daily life and this physical reality that we're all trudging through, there is a clarity at hand. You're able to see clearly your own life, the patterns deeper under the layers of your own life, and that of the outside world, quote unquote, outside world. Okay, so very powerful month. And again, Mercury is retrograde. So that again speaks to the mind now is going through a process of inner reflection. And indeed, it's about recalibration. So this month, for all of us, this is a storyline about recalibrating our mind's stories. Sagittarius, welcome to your spread and your channeled art. So this is what's called a Buddha board. I'm just going to be painting with water here. Before I started the camera, I tuned into the board and an initial kind of form came. The initial diagonal there came. And then I turned on the camera and I just go with the flow. And I let it come rapidly. I let it come without my mind interfering with it. I just let the forms emerge. So you can see we have all of these diagonals, and then we have this kind of ball down at the bottom. A circle with sun rays, essentially like a sun coming up at the bottom. So it's like a moon and a sun, essentially. So let's pull the cards. They've already been shuffled and cut. And here I'm laying it out. And we'll talk about the reading in a second. So we have these 5 positions keyed in. Over in the spiritual sector, we have habit, pattern, and communication. So communication habits are at play here. Down at the bottom, the play card is coming up. And then in emotional sector, we have home, break, and ancient wisdom. In the mental sector, knowledge, past, food. Knowledge of past nurturance. This came up, by the way, for another sign, those 2 cards, past, food. In the center, the main issue or the main topic, event, circumstance, or situation is about giving your desire, giving pure desire. What is it that you love? What are you giving out? What are you emanating? So there I am kind of updating the art there, okay? Because it fades, you know, the water fades on the board. So let's talk about this reading for you. So in the center, it's about giving your true self, giving your true essence self out to the world. At the foundation, this is about play. It's almost like the physical reality of how much you do or don't play in your life is a topic at hand. And you're thinking about how play used to nourish you. It used to nourish you. It used to nurture you. It used to be a part of your life. But it's broken now. It's almost like there's a separation from this past self. And it's because of a habit of communication. It's because of a habit of communication, Sag, for you. So in the spiritual sector, at the foundation of all of this is, what are your habits of communicating? What's your normal pattern of expression? Because that may be impacting your ability to play or the opportunities available to you to play. But you're wanting that. At the core, you're wanting to play more this month, in the month of September. Now let's move over to the emotional sector. So the emotional sector is about home, separation, ancient wisdom. Now, you could be feeling that your home life, your scenario where you live, your home, either your family or your location or both, your home feels broken or separated from what you used to know to be the truth. There's almost like a fracture with what you used to know as truth. Now, I will say that really is the whole dynamic of this chapter in human evolution, which is that myths are dissolving, you know. The myths of self and the myths of our realities are absolutely being destructed. And it could be that you're feeling that. There's almost like what was tradition in your home is now broken. Or, you know what the other thing could be for you, Sag? Because habit in communication is coming up in the spiritual sector, you know what it could be? It could be that you're wanting to break the tradition of communication. Like, for example, it could be that there's a certain way of communicating that's the norm in the family, in the home, but you're wanting to break that quote-unquote ancient wisdom, which can talk to tradition. So it could be that traditionally in the family, there was a lack of play or containment or a more serious vibe. But you're wanting to play. You're wanting to express your desires. Your habit of communication is wanting to break free from that ancient wisdom, from that tradition. That's kind of what I'm getting here. But again, way in the past, maybe there was nurturance within the family or the home. Or you're thinking back to another situation. You know, it could be that you're an adult watching this, you have your own family dynamic, and you're thinking back to your childhood. You know, because up in the mental sector, knowledge, past, food. This is about, you're thinking about what you knew to be true in the past with regards to what fed you, What did feed you in the past with regards to play? And it could be that you're thinking about memories, your childhood. It could be that your other home life, your past home life, you're broken from that tradition and maybe you miss that. See, there's many ways to read this reading because I'm reading for a collective. This is the general spiraled unfolding, the narrative of the evolutionary story of the Sagittarius demographic of people. So this is a very general reading, but it could be that this particular reading is speaking to either you want to break from tradition of communications in the family because you're wanting more play and you want to evoke more desire that's true for your own essence, or the opposite, that you've been broken from actually a home environment that actually had habits of communication that were playful and that you're missing that. And you're thinking about, wow, I would like to go back to that state of being. Now let's look at the art, because the art was interesting. The first forms that wanted to come were these streaks of line, these diagonal lines across the board, like a border, and not like one border, but like 4, 5, 6 different border lines. And it's really kind of separating, interestingly, the sun and the moon, or seemingly so. There's a ball that was filled in at the bottom and an emanating orb at the top with rays. So it could easily be the sun and the moon. That's really kind of the impression that I got from it while I was creating it. So there is a separation happening, a break between emanation and feeling. So again, that could be containment. That could also be tradition. So depending on what your culture is, what you grew up in, there could be a culture of containment, of separating emotion from what you emanate out. Keep your feelings to yourself. Don't express that outward. That's part of the habit of communication. But for you, indeed, there's something that wants to break free here. You're definitely tapping into the energy of play and what nurtured you in the past. So Sag, let's take a look at this. So if we move on now to the I Ching, I pulled the I Ching to, again, the spread pulls up the event, circumstance, or situation of your evolutionary journey. The I Ching is pulling up the underpinning microcycle. What is the energetic story that's underpinning this event for you? And what you're receiving here is number 28, excessive pressure, and it came with changing lines. The I Ching hexagram came with changing lines, and it became number 32, endurance. So pressure around endurance, pressure to continue with what is. That's the habit of communication. There's some habit of communication that is calling. There's pressure around it. So there could be that there's pressure to break it enduring. So whatever is there's a pressure to move, a pressure to change, a pressure with regards to endurance going forward. That's what's happening. And the pressure, excessive pressure, I Ching is talking about literally like the roof's about to collapse and you have to move to get out of the way. So there, you are feeling some great push to move in a different direction, to change the trajectory, perhaps, of habits of communication. Now, if we move to your Dakini, who are you to become to optimally move through this chapter of your story? This is about becoming number 48, Algea. Now, Leo also received number 48, Algea. So if you are a Sag that also has Leo very prominent in your natal chart, you definitely want to heed number 48, Algea. She is Mud Woman. Number 48, Algea, is algae. She is the microbes that live in the ooze of the earth. And this is about the life force, the life, pulsing life, diverse life forms, these microbes that live within the dirt, that live within the mud. They live within the quote unquote dirty or unclean areas of our living earth. This is important for you to imbibe this month, Sag, because what this is saying is it could be that habits of communications in your home life, perhaps your family life, or what you grew up with, let's say, what you grew up with in the home, was sanitized. It was sanitized. And Sag, what's happening here is that there's for you to become Algea is for you to get messy, get dirty, because it's in the dirt where the life lives. That's where your life force is. That's where the play is. There is a separation from your moon emotions and your emanating sun, your personality, what you're emoting out into the world. This is a big deal. This month you are feeling pressure to break what you're continuing. So whatever your pattern of communication is, it's wanting to shift now. It's a good, powerful, juicy month for a lot of you. Any of you out there willing to take this on, become Algea. And this is a reminder too that I have an online library where this is all Penny Slinger's work. So the wonderful Penny Slinger, who created the 64 Dakini Oracle, you can go to her site directly, which is, I think it's 64dakiniOracle.com. Or I also have a library that has different information in it, and one of those pieces of information is the Dakini library. So if you want to read more about becoming Algea, you can go there, and the link for the online library is always located in the description box below this video. So, Sag, I'm wishing you a really enlivening and playful month ahead for you. Okay? Let's move on to the final component. Hey, everyone. So before I sign off for this month, I wanted to alert all of you that haven't seen my previous advertisement video that I have some offerings on the table, some tools to help clarify what's happening for you, for your soul journey over the course of this very dynamic period. So for the fall 2016, there's an offering for me to provide you a video tapping into your particular soul journey and what's unfolding for you. And there's also, I'm putting on the table now, way in advance of 2017, but for those interested in tapping into their 2017 cycle, that is also on the table now. And I will tell you that what I didn't put in the other video is right now it's at a discounted rate because it's before 2017. But once 2017 hits, or maybe even at the end of December, I don't know when I'll do it, but the price will go up. But you have many months. But I will say, for anybody now who's interested, that's on offer. And then for anybody interested in tapping into both 2016 fall and the 2017 year for them, for what's unfolding, for what is the narrative and what's the growth edge? What is it that's pulling you into a new state of being over the course of this time frame in human history? There's a special deal for both of those. Okay, so again, these are videos from me, personalized videos from me for you to help clarify what's going on in your storyline. So if you're interested in that, the link will be somehow here on the video, and the link will always be in the description below this video as well. Okay, so everybody, I'm wishing you a very empowering, self-loving, self-aligning month of September 2016. I'll see you soon. Bye.